In Generation 1, a Pokemon that shrugs off a massive lightning strike isn't just a luxury, it's a requirement. Every competitive team needs a rock and ground type to hard counter electric threats like Zapdos and provide a resistance to the normal type attacks that define the meta. For years, players filled this role by choosing between Golem and Rhydon or moves. Because a team typically only has room for one of these specialists, picking one means walking away from the specific tools offered by the other. While they competed for that single slot for decades, a shift in the competitive meta in 2019 changed how players viewed this choice. This chart tracks their usage over time. You can see Rhydon maintaining its position, while Golem's usage falls below the threshold for the standard overuse tier. Modern high-level play now treats Rhydon as the standard, making Golem a specific choice that requires a clear justification. To understand why, we have to look at the exact mathematical trade-offs Golem makes in exchange for its unique utility. This chart compares raw power. Rhydon's 130 attack stat is significantly higher than Golem's 110. That gap prevents Golem from reaching guaranteed 2-hit knockout thresholds against critical threats like Chansey and Starmie. Without that power, Golem must fish for critical hits to break defensive walls. Their survivability is lopsided. Rhydon's 105 base HP against Golem's 80. Because Rhydon's HP is higher, its substitute survives a 100 damage seismic toss with 4 HP remaining. Golem's substitute breaks every time, preventing it from scouting moves or protecting itself from status effects. Rhydon's stat distribution simply provides more consistent results across the length of a standard tournament set. Golem does have one advantage on the stat sheet. Its base speed of 45 is slightly higher than Rhydon's 40. In a direct one-on-one mirror match, that 5-point lead ensures Golem attacks first. However, common special attackers like Starmie and Executor still outspeed both of them by a wide margin. Golem might win the head-to-head against Rhydon, but that speed doesn't help it survive against the fast attackers it's actually supposed to be checking. The real reason to consider Golem is Explosion. This move allows Golem to trade its own life to remove a threat from the board. Explosion is a 170 base power attack, hitting a halved defense stat. It can OHKO a massive threat like Starmie, provided the target took prior damage. But the cost is high. When Golem faints, your team loses its only electric immunity. If you use Explosion before your opponent reveals their Zapdos or Jolteon, those electric types can sweep your remaining team with no resistance. This forces Golem to wait. It needs its teammates to paralyze or chip down the enemy team before it can safely commit to the trade. This leaves Golem in a difficult position. It's a defensive unit that needs heavy support to safely execute the one move that takes it out of the match. In practice, Golem has to navigate a meta filled with counters like Executor. This flowchart shows the cycle. If Executor switches in, Golem is forced out or risks a knockout by Mega Drain or Psychic. Every time Golem retreats, the opponent gets a free turn to apply pressure or induce sleep. This same pressure comes from any Pokemon with Surf, Razor Leaf, or Blizzard, all of which are common in the tier. Because so many threats force Golem off the field, the window to actually use Earthquake or Explosion is very small. We map these trade-offs on a quadrant chart comparing required support against consistency. Rhydon falls in the low support, high consistency quadrant, providing reliable defensive value. Meanwhile, Golem sits in high support, lower consistency, offering higher peak potential through Explosion, but demanding much more teamwork. Golem is a specialized tool for teams built around early game trades and aggressive paralysis, styles often called boom offense. Explosion is powerful, but the math of the current meta shows that for most teams, Rhydon's survivability is the more reliable path to a win.